Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fourth episode of the Noah's Ark. I'm Joey Tulianon, and I'm one of the co hosts of Egos Aside. Today, we'll be talking about a new guided meditation that we'll be practicing a little bit. It's called the Death Contemplation Guided Meditation. And today, we decided to do things a little bit differently. So, we're going to make this podcast a little bit more structured. So, we'll be mainly be talking about three things today. So, first is what to expect from this guided meditation. Second is Plern's personal experience or lessons learned
Hi,
from the
guys.
meditation. Hi, Plern. And and the third thing, which is a bit of a surprise, is we are going to have a little add-on at the end about key takeaways that you can take from this death contemplation guided meditation. So, hello again, Plern.
Hi.
This meditation, this guided meditation, we did during the retreat, and I remember that I had very positive, experiences with it. Mainly because on the get go, I thought that this would be something dark, morbid, negative. And then when Ajahn started his guided meditation, it was the opposite. It had a calming effect. It was very light, and I thought that was something very surprising. Um,
Um,
I mean, it just goes to show that when you have preconceived notions of what it should be, it bogs down on you. It's a barrier. For you, what did you expect this guided meditation to be like?
well, I had a different experience than you, Joey, at least when we were at the retreat. This was very difficult for me. Uh, at the time, I was not ready. This caught me off guard. And like I said, I was in a very dark place. I had lost a lot of people very recently. So, four people in my family had died like within 14 months. So I didn't find it refreshing. I mean, I do now, and that's the good news. But back
Mm,
then, it was very difficult
mm,
to deal with, the recent memory of all the people who have passed, and also to then throw myself into thinking about my own death. It was too much, but I survived it. I gained from it, and now I am able to look back, listening to the meditation again, or the guided meditation again. I can say that I do feel similarly to you, where, okay, I can actually, look at this from a more calm, reflective, and positive standpoint.
okay, so the second point is your personal experience during the guided meditation, especially during the retreat.
Mm.
Were there any lessons learned for you during the death contemplation guided meditation?
Oh, absolutely. There was so much that I learned. I learned a lot about myself and what I was ready and not ready to let go of. Before that, because of the trauma that happened, I was not allowing myself to really deal with death. Like, I was dealing with it at a very, I don't know, okay, well, now we have to go to the funeral, and now we have to do this, and oh, I'm sad. But in terms of like my own death, like, I was avoiding it. I was in denial. Like, that didn't make me feel good. I didn't want to think about it. So what I got from the meditation was, one, actually being brave enough to ask myself, okay, am I ready for this? Obviously, my answer was no. Um, but that was already a good lesson in itself, right? To admit to yourself that you aren't ready to go is pretty powerful. Um, and then, second of all, I had to learn how to literally breathe through the grief.
Hmm.
Because we were all meditating and it was at night, there were 30 people. I was crying. It was really bad, actually. I couldn't stop it. I was aware of it, but I couldn't stop it. At the same time, I had to breathe through it. So the biggest thing that I gained from that one meditation session was basically how to hold two opposing impulses, I guess, or feelings together at the same time. So having these strong emotional reactions, but also being able to meditate. And I thought that was helpful because I was caught off guard by this meditation session, but I had to face it and I had to breathe through it and maintain a sense of calm. So I think like from a very like it was a tangible experience, I think, for me.
I'm glad that we're doing this guided meditation now during the fourth episode, because during episode 2 and 3, it was a different type of meditation. It was one that gave you space between your thoughts. It wasn't as intense, but this one, it's another level. It's especially for you because you were forced to create a space between you and your emotions, you
Yeah.
and your grief. So it's good that we're doing this now, 3 4 tapes into the podcast, because
Mhm.
otherwise, it's a bit of a shock. And I didn't know you were going through all of those emotions during the retreat, and I'm glad that you're finding this guided meditation more useful now, which shows that you're dealing well with your grief.
Oh, I hope so. Thank you for saying that. Actually, it was my birthday 2 days ago, and I decided to start my birthday with this specific guided meditation.
Yeah, what better way to start off your birthday?
Yeah, I love irony. But no, it was great. I feel like now that I've had a chance to really face this vulnerable, like putting myself in a very vulnerable state and being okay with it, I feel like I have room to make progress in this area versus, if you're in denial or you refuse to even think about it, then there is no space for practice and improvement, right? Or development or growth or anything. So I think, if anything, um, what people should expect to get from this is quite simply learning more about your readiness for death. Ajahn Piyasilo even said before we started this meditation session that you might not be ready for this, and it's okay. Just realizing that is good enough.
Well said. I think that's a great way to introduce the next part, which is the guided meditation. And we'll be back after the meditation for our third point, which is a very interesting way to get the most out of your meditation. Plern will be talking about a key takeaway that she'll do with you. So enjoy the guided meditation.
As I told you before, this evening we're going to do death contemplation. In this session of meditation, I would suggest to follow the instruction and try to imagine or practice according to the instruction. Your duty is to observe how the mind reacts to it. This will be your lesson. The more you make it real, the reaction will reveal to you the truth about your own mind. Whether we are ready for our death or not, it becomes useful. If we are not ready, it will be time that we can explore what makes us not ready, so we can have time to deal with it later. And if you're ready for it, you can recheck it again to see if there's anything that you still need to do to prepare for it. I would simply put it this way, that death is our duties of human life. We cannot get away from it. even we like it or not. It's part of our human life. All of us, we have to deal with it one day. So with preparation, with contemplation, at least we make ourselves ready or better than those who don't care about preparation at all. Those who don't think about death at all doesn't mean that they will not to face with it. But facing death without preparation, without thinking about it, would be very challenging or dangerous in some way, because we don't know how we can deal with that kind of situation. So as a practitioner, we learn to see things as they are. We are able to watch it, even it is something that we don't like. So allow yourself to explore on this. And again, observe your mind all the time. What's the feeling arise in your mind at that moment? If it is too much for you, just put it down, stop doing it, and then go back to metta meditation or anything that bring the balance into the mind, bring inner happiness within your mind. But if you think that it's still bearable and you want to explore, allow it to arise in the mind. In this meditation, we not try to get rid of any kinds of feeling, but more on observe and then try to understand it, recognize it. Okay, when you're ready, first start with observing your body right now. Now, from the top of your head to your feet, is there any kinds of tense feeling in the body? If you see any tense feeling in the body, relax it. Be it in the tense in the muscle, the legs, the back, the eyebrows. And then gently bring your attention to your own breath. Breathing in, being aware of the present moment. Breathing out, relax. Allow your mind to put down all thoughts and feelings for a while. To get ready, just be with this present moment for some time. When you are ready, when the mind is ready, calm down enough, good enough that you can contemplate or use it. Now allow your mind to imagine to take in an image of beautiful flowers. Start from a small bud, a tiny one that keep growing until it is ready to be in bloom. Now see how the first petal start to unfold from the flowers, one by one, until it become the very beautiful flowers in your imagination. And then when time passes, the petals start to fall one by one, and the beautiful flower change its condition until it dies. And then you can take another image up into your mind to get ready now for this contemplation. Now imagine the scenery in at dawn. Now look at the horizon in the east. Before the sun rose, the sunrise, and you see the beautiful light at the horizon. The silver light, the golden light start to appear at the horizons, and they turn to be one of the most beautiful scenery you ever seen. And the sun start to rise, dawn become morning, and morning become late morning. The sun rise higher and higher until it go to at noon time when the sun is on the top of your head. Time passed, the sun going down to the west into afternoon, evening, and at dusk. See how beautiful it is at the end of the day before the sun sink into darkness. So this is the cycles of life. We all are part of the nature. The nature shows the cycle of it to us every day. All thing, all being in this world are born, come, stay for some time, and then we pass away. Our life also, we cannot get away from being part of the nature. So now this is a time they want to explore the meaning, what is going to happen when death comes to us. Now allow yourself to imagine that you lying on your deathbed somewhere. It could be in a hospital, at your house, or anywhere that you want it to be. Just seeing that you are lying there by yourself. Near you there's an medical equipment showing the vital sign. And your vital sign is still moving, changing, which is which means that your body is still alive, your body is still working. But somehow you know that your time is going to come. In a few minutes, not really long, you're going to be parted from this world. So take some time to explore the meaning of it. Try to follow the instruction and observe how you feel with it, how the mind reacts to it. When death comes to you, it means that you have to be parted from everything you have, starting from your belonging. something that you hold dear to, something that you has been spending your life collected it, something that you think it means a lot to your life in terms of material thing. Whether it be a house, a collection of something that you like, anything at all the material belongings that you have and you think it belongs to you. You feel happy to have it. Take some time to think about this. When death comes to you, it means that you have to leave all this belonging behind. You cannot take it with you, any of them. So you allow or let people deal with it after you leave this world. It will not belong to you anymore. You cannot own it. You have to let it go, to leave it behind. How's your mind feeling right now? How does your mind react to this thought? Are you ready to leave all of this behind? Now, without having any more time to do anything with it. Then I'd like you to move on to another area. Now, when this comes to you, it means that you'll be parted from people you know, starting from a friend, someone that outside your family, someone you are familiar with, someone you know, someone not so close to you. When death comes to you, it means that you'll be parted from all of these people. You have to say goodbye to them. But this time, saying goodbye is the last goodbye. You would never have a chance to meet them again. So seeing this, when death comes to you, it means that you have to leave all of these people who work with you, who spend some time with you, who has been helping you. How does the mind react to that? Is it possible to just say goodbye and then leave? Now I want to move for another step further. Try to make it real. Imagine that you have to say goodbye for your beloved ones. Thinking of them. In your life, these people means a lot to you. You love them so much. Your life has been associated with them. But when death comes to you, it means that you have to leave all these beloved people. You will not have time to spend with them anymore. No more activities that we have done together. Even the simple thing that having lunch together, going to a restaurant together, doing something together, that will be just memory if we disappear after you're gone. So imagine yourself saying goodbye, give them the last hug, because you know that this time you will not come back to see them again. Observe how your mind reacts to that. Gently ask yourself, are you ready for that? Are you ready to leave everything behind? Just observe that. And then we come to the imaginations of you yourself lying down on the bed, knowing that your time is coming. In any moment, it's coming closer and closer. At this time, explore the meaning of death to your body, your mind. When death comes, it means that what is called you now will be disappear from this world. Your parents, your ability, your work, your identity will be gone, will be disappear from this world. What that you can feel proud of, something that you're happy about you yourself, will also be disappear when death come to you. People will remember your name, but not your body. Your body will be disappear. What you consider as you yourself, me, and mine will disappear. See how your mind react to that, and what's the feeling that arises in your mind right now. Are you ready to face with this situation, and then allow everything that is you to be disappear? And now come back to your body that lying down on the bed. The moment that you are waiting is come very close. And suddenly your vital sign just turn off. Suddenly death just come to you. The body stop working. So now what you are seeing now is just the body. It's not working anymore. You cannot use this body to do anything that you like to do. Now the body is just the body. The only elements of the body that waiting to be disappear. You will not care for it anymore. There's no pain in the body that you have to look after. So when death comes to you, the first element that stops is the air elements. The movement of the body stop working. Your body stop breathing. And then the fire element start to cool down. The body cool down. There's no warmth in this body until the fire element disappear. So what is left in the body is only the earth element that seem to be concrete, something that you can touch as the body, but it's just the body. And then the water elements in the body waiting for other people to deal with it. So that is simply like this. You leave all this body and allow this body to be with the nature. The earth element will go back to the nature. The water element also go back to the nature. Okay, now gently bring your attention to your own breath again. Breathing in fully, breathing out, make it long breath. So by breathing in and breathing out, you're aware that you're still alive. The body is still working. So what you are contemplate in your imagination is just for practice, just a rehearsal. It's not for real. So you still have this body working. You still have time to do anything that you want to do later. You still have people you love around. You still meet them. You still have your job, your work, your belonging with you. Everything still with you, still not disappear. So breathing in, you feel grateful for your life as it is. It might not be as good as you expect it to be, but at least you're still alive. You still have your life. You still have time that you can do things that you want to do. So this is a time that you can appreciate your life as it is. See how precious is your life that you still have it. Because one day you will lose it, you will lose it altogether. Take some time breathing in and breathing out with gratitude toward your own life. Appreciate your life as it is. Seeing how wonderful that you still have your life, still have your body, that you can still work and do things you want to do and spend time with your loved ones. And now take some time to meditate on your own. If you're ready, you can reflect upon your own experiences on contemplating on death and what you learn from this practice. Or if you don't want to reflect on it or contemplate on it anymore, you just relax and then bring your attention to the present moment. Now, with your breathing in and breathing out, fully aware of it, doing the normal method of meditation as you like.
And we're back. So, like I said, we're going to do things a little bit differently. And we're coming back to you because we thought this would be a great way to end the podcast. So we're going to go to the third point that we talked about earlier, which is how to make the most of the death contemplation guided meditation. And Plern has an exercise for you, don't you, Plern?
Yes, I do. And I can't claim credit for it. It was Ajahn Piyasilo's exercise. So, this is what you do. After having gone through the death contemplation, you think about 10 things that you would do if you only had 7 more days to live. So, somebody says, hey, Plern, hey, Joey, hey, you have 7 days to live. What are 10 things that you want to do before you die or that you want
Okay.
to do during that time?
So I suggest the listeners, you, the listeners, pause this podcast right now, go get a piece of paper and a pen and jot it down. And then once you finish jotting down 10 points, come back and listen to the podcast. Now we're back. You should have the list in your hands already with 10 points on that list. So now that they have that list in their hands, what should they be doing with it, Plan?
Well, take a look at your list and think back on the last 7 days of your life. So before you listen to this podcast, how many things on the list have you done in the last 7 days? If you're anything like me, you'll realize that you haven't really done much of what you say you want to do before you die. And this is very powerful because it gives you a chance to use your time more wisely. And so the next step is to really think about, okay, in the next 7 days, how can I get through some of these items on my list? Because as we all know, it's not guaranteed, right? How much time we have to live. However, instead of, feeling depressed or sad or morbid about it, I think what Ajahn Piyasilo does so well in this guided meditation is after you go through what it might be like to die, he then says, take a deep breath and realize that you're still alive and that you do have time. And even if you're not ready to die, you have time to figure it out. And I think that part, Joey, was the part that made you feel so rejuvenated. It was kind of empowering, don't you think?
Of course. I actually, when at the end of it, I thought it was, a call to find the joy of living. Of
Right.
Yeah, death is not about death. Death is about life.
Yes, totally. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. So on that point, we'll say our goodbyes, and we won't see them, but we will talk to the listeners on the next episode.
Yes. Really enjoy your day. Enjoy the next 7 days. I hope you get a lot of things on your list done.
And if you don't enjoy it, just keep listening to the death contemplation guided meditation.
Yes. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.